Yeah, okay, good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. Dropping heat like every season. Underdog like Willie Beeman. Classic like Dom singing. Blasting like bombs ringing.
A cornucopium of Zinicinos and lime-flavored beer. That's what I am right now. Boys, ladies, Uncle Freds, I'm back. Back for another one. It is take 9, shout out Juice WRLD 999, take 9 of take 3. 3 times 3 is 9, so this means nothing, but it should mean something. We have a very interesting one today. When I told Devin the topic that we are going over this week, he got very excited because he thought it was a great one as well. So as you know, a bunch of contracts have been happening recently in the NFL, and a lot of controversy has been going up about one contract in particular, and that is this contract.
The numbers don't support Trevor Lawrence getting this massive contract, and it makes you wonder why Blake Bortles isn't in the league anymore. Advanced stats were not as big, obviously, when Blake Bortles was playing. Because by this logic, with how much I last year too, hyped up Trevor Lawrence and how he was the #1 overall pick and everything, by this logic, Blake Bortles should be in the league still.
The guy who's never been to a conference championship, the guy who's never been to a Super Bowl, seemingly is now tied with Joe Burrow as the highest paid QB in the league, which absolutely no hate to him getting his money, but it just doesn't make sense for the rest of the league that a guy who is seemingly unproven at the QB slot is getting paid like he should be the next Patrick Mahomes. From discussing this, there was some stats that you might have saw in that clip. If not, I will put them up as I talk about this. There are some stats about Blake Bortles' first 50 starts compared to Trevor Lawrence's first 50 starts. Trevor Lawrence has only played 52 games, by the way. So this is basically his entire career in the NFL, all of his stats compared to Blake Bortles' first 50 starts. And they are practically the same. But Blake Bortles didn't get paid #1 money. Where is Blake Bortles? Oh, Blake Bortles is out of the league. Even though basically at this point in time, Blake Bortles, by this logic, should have been tied with the #1 most paid QB in the league, Joe Burrow, based on this logic, based on the stats over their first 50 games. So why is it that somebody like Blake Bortles is out of the league? He is old. He's 32 years old. I mean, for a QB, that's not that old, but he is 32, but he's not even starting anywhere. And there's a guy who seemingly has performed the exact same as Blake Bortles, but he just got a 5-year extension for crazy money. What do you think we're going to be doing here today, boys? It is true. We are going to not put Blake Bortles back on the Jaguars. We are keeping the boy, Trevor Lawrence, on the Jaguars. What we are doing is we are revitalizing Blake Bortles' career on the last team that he was on, which is the Rams. I don't know if it was the LA Rams at that time, but now it is the LA Rams. We have kicked Matthew Stafford out. That was the guy he was underneath. He was the backup to. We have kicked him out, and we have given Blake Bortles the exact same stats as current Trevor Lawrence. Because if you look at the stats as wherever it is on the screen, their production is practically the same. So what would happen if we give Trevor Lawrence's stats to Blake Bortles with Blake Bortles' tendencies? We kept that. We kept the tendencies, and we kept his archetype, and we kept his age. He is just now on the Rams, seemingly getting a new start. So let's get into the video. And obviously in franchise mode, you cannot be the coach of a team and also have a creative player. So we're going to have to go through it like this. Obviously, Blake Bortles will be thrown up into that starting position. The main problem with this is that Trevor Lawrence's stats are heavy in the speed, acceleration, agility, change of direction. But when I was looking up Blake Bortles stats, because I didn't know if I wanted to mix them at all, we ended up not mixing them and just going with his tendencies and then his frame. And he's also a field general because that's what he was in the older games. But the point I'm trying to make is there is a MUT card for Blake Bortles when he had one, and they put him as a scrambler, which I thought was odd because I don't remember him scrambling that much, but it convinced me enough to leave these speed, acceleration, agility stats as the same as Trevor Lawrence's. Anyways, boys, let's sim the first season. Let's take a look at everything that's happening, and then let's compare and see how the first season went with the revitalized career of Blake Bortles. Alrighty, so not a great season for the Jaguars. They went 7-10. It is hard out here for a pimp. Is that with the crazy guy? Or, I mean, depending on how you look at the very smart guy that is reinventing math and multiplication. I think that movie is where it's hard out here for a pimp. I think that's with the man who's reinventing math right now. Anyways, that's not the point. Jaguars went 7-10. Let's check the playoff bracket really quick. Let's see if the Rams have made it. So the Rams did not make it either. We will go look at them in a sec, but for now, let's check the Jaguars stats. Trevor Lawrence, almost 4K yards, 29 TDs, 10 interceptions, 70% completion rating. And then receiving, Zay Jones was the top receiver, but none of these guys had 1,000 yards receiving. Zay Jones was really close, and then it seemed to be spread out all around for TDs. I'm not going to go too heavily into that because we're not really looking at the Jaguars that much, but that is the stats for them. Let's go take a look at how the Rams did. Blake Bortles had 100 yards less than Trevor Lawrence. He had 3,744 yards, 333 completions on 504 attempts, 23 TDs, 18 interceptions, 66% completion rating. Pretty damn good. The problem is as you can see, his experience is a rookie. I'm not 100% sure how to change it. I know I could change like where they start in their contract, but I didn't know how much that would mess up with the LA Rams because obviously like there's a whole contract thing that's involved with that, and for whatever reason, you can't be the coach and have a creative player, so I couldn't like edit it, or I was afraid I wouldn't be able to edit and like actually solve the problem, so I left him as a rookie. So he's probably going to have, I mean, for a rookie, he played outstanding. But for Blake Bortles, the 32-year-old that he is, not that great, but he can only improve is what I'm saying. Kyron Williams had a big year, 1,000 yards, 9 TDs. Puka Nacua took the number one spot with 1,264 yards and 8 TDs. That is what we want to see because he is right now a hidden development, and I'm pretty sure once he, especially off of this season, he might be a superstar X factor. At the very least, he will be a superstar development, which is very nice. So things are looking up right now because we still have Cooper Kupp, 884 yards and 4 TDs. Little low in the TD area for Cooper Kupp, but I am very happy that Puka Nacua is getting used heavily because in this game, he can develop into a monster if you use him correctly. Very quick first year. It usually is when we don't have a team that makes the playoffs. So now let's get into year 2 and see how they do. What a surprise. Cowboys, Chiefs in the Super Bowl. We don't see that often, right? Okay, Cowboys beat the Chiefs, obviously, because Cowboys are great in the flipping playoffs for sure. Damn it. I was really hoping offensive rookie of the year was Puka Nacua with 1,000 yards. It was Rashee Rice, but we did get, or they got, not me because I'm not playing as the Rams, but the Rams did get defensive rookie of the year, Byron Young. So as it stands right now, they are looking on the up. Oh my God. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to tell you the Rams record. I bet you I can look at that real quick. Probably, right? There we go. Rams went 7-10. The Jaguars went 7-10. Both the same. The only thing is that as we can see, the Rams are looking up. We have a guy who was defensive rookie of the year. Puka Nacua had 1,000 yards and he was in development. So hopefully he progresses incredibly. And Blake Bortles, even though he is 32 years old on here, he is a rookie who had 3,700 yards. So I'm guessing he's going to develop crazy as well. But let's get into next season, and then we will take a look at how everybody's developing so far. As we predicted, Puka Nacua is now an 88 overall with a superstar development, which is crazy. And I did notice here, I can just show you guys really quick. So setting the age does affect the ability to gain XP, because as you can see, we just saw a guy who was 88 overall with the same superstar ability, and he only needed, I think, 8 grand. You guys can go back in the video and look, but Blake Bortles needs 31,000 XP to progress at 32 years old. That is going to be extremely tough with having him at, I guess now he's 33 years old, but it looks like Blake Bortles is already regressing, even though he had a great year, to be fair, and this team is on the up. It is a little strange, but also makes sense. He's 32 years old. We're revitalizing his career. The only thing is that his experience is 1 year. Okay, so really quick, I changed it so he's on his 4th year of his contract. I don't know if that actually does anything in Madden, because a lot of things that make sense in our brains in Madden don't work. But I did change that to kind of like give him more experience, but it still says he only has 1 year experience. So I don't know. It shouldn't affect things. If it does, I'll cry tonight. That's his stats going into year 2. Let's just sim to the next. Let's just sim to the end of this. Hopefully one of them is in the playoffs, or they're not so close in stats to where we can actually talk about it. But yeah, let's get to the end of this. Jacksonville is in the playoffs. Are the Rams in the playoffs? Yes. Yes, the Rams are in the playoffs. They are the 7th seed. The only problem is that they are playing the goddamn Dallas Cowboys. We're going to watch the Rams play the Cowboys because that has more of a potential for them to lose and get knocked out than the Jacksonville Jaguars going up against the 5th seed, the Miami Dolphins. They have more of a chance to win. So we're going to watch the Rams because we are predicting they will get knocked out by the Cowboys. And then we are hoping that the Jags win this, so then they play in the divisional round and we can watch that. So now let's switch over and let's watch the Rams. Okay, I want to play just one drive. This is a created character. I'll only be able to throw the passes. I want to be able to control the people. I just want to play, all right? We're just going to play one.
They begin the drive.
Oh, that was a duck. Oh my God, what the kind of throwing does he have? I thought he had good throwing. That was my drive. Those flipping, Jesus Christ, that was terrible. All right, Dallas has the ball. Okay, no. Nothing's okay, now things are popping up on the screen. Thank you for that. Okay, bunch of stops. We punch it in. It is now 14-14. It is now 21-14. Holy shit. When I'm not playing, they go off. It's 21-21 going into the 3rd. I got to make sure to watch. It is 24-21. Got to make sure to watch once we're in the 4th quarter. It is 31-21. So now that is 31-21. We will probably just keep going unless it gets close. We won't watch. And we won. Okay. So, a bit of a surprise there. I did not expect to beat the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, in real life, I would expect the Dallas Cowboys to lose in the playoffs. But in the wild card, the LA Rams scored 31 points and beat the Dallas Cowboys. It was 31-28, and they advanced into the divisional. Now, let's exit out of here, and let's see if the Jaguars are also in the divisional. Alrighty, boys. So the Jags and the Rams have both made it to the divisional round. The Jags are playing the Buffalo Bills, the 14-3 Buffalo Bills in the divisional. And I think now that both of them are here, we're just going to watch the Rams because those are the guys that we're looking at. We're looking at Blake Bortles. So we're going to switch back over. Okay, I am making all sorts of mistakes tonight. I thought for sure we beat the Cowboys 31-28, lose in the playoffs, but in the wild card, it is telling me that we lost 31-28. I could have sworn that it was us on top. No, we didn't. We lost. But the Jags did win, so we will be watching the Jags from here on out. All right, Bills versus Jags in the divisional round. Let's see how far the Jags can go with Trevor Lawrence, who just got that big-ass deal. Very quickly, 14-0. We're driving 7-14 going into this 2-minute warning. At the very end, the Buffalo Bills kick a field goal, and then now we're heading into the 3rd quarter. 17-7. Jaguars are driving, and they score as well, making it 14-7. And now it is 20-14. A minute 40 left, 14-20. We have the ball. Let's watch. Let's see if any sort of magic can happen. We need a touchdown to win the game. Trevor Lawrence and the boys are on the 40. 1st and 20. It must have been a penalty or something that turned it into a 1st and 20. Trevor Lawrence he tried the scramble and then he got sacked. It is now 2nd and 25. Not a great start, especially because they have 0 timeouts because they used it all when the Bills were driving to try and save some money on the clock. Save some time on the clock, sorry. Now with 54 seconds left, they're only 4 yards ahead of where they started. So they're gonna need a big play here. And no, but at least it stops the clock. I don't know what they want to do here, if they want to go for it or not, but not looking good in the divisional. Hard fought game, but they don't seem okay. They're gonna go for it. 4th and 16, 44 seconds. He takes the snap. Ooh, a dart, but they have to get on the ball and spike it is what I would do. Spike it, right? Okay, they're going to run a play. That's fine. You have 20 seconds. That's fine. Takes the snap. Deep ball out of bounds, stopping it with 19 seconds left. That is fine. 2nd and 10 now on the 34, the opponent's 34. Takes the snap. I was going to say, I was like, please don't run it. You have no timeouts left, but he did not. He threw it out. 3rd and 10, 14 seconds left on the 34. Coming out in a standard set, no tight end. Take the snap. Well, they have a tight end, but he was lined up as a wide receiver is what I was trying to say. Throws it out again, which makes it another 4th and 10 with 8 seconds left. Lining up with a running back and 4 wide receivers. Takes the snap. 5 seconds. Going deep. Going to a 4 verticals. Yeah, I get 4 verticals. It's never really a smart play. Jaguars lose 22-14. Alrighty. Let's take a look at the stats for year 2. Trevor Lawrence had a rougher year than he did last year. He had 3,533 yards, 298 completions on 430 attempts, 35 TDs, 13 interceptions at a 69% completion rating. So that was definitely worse than what he was last year. Still not a wide receiver above 1,000 yards for them. And then Travis Etienne again going crazy, even doing better than he did last year. So they're starting to regress a little bit. I don't know. It could just be a down year for them. They still made the playoffs in this year. So I don't know if I could be talking that much trash because they did make the playoffs. Now let's take a look at the Rams with Blake Bortles. Oh my God. And Blake Bortles has only gotten better in the 2nd year of his revitalized career. He was 22 yards off of 4,000 yards on the season with 3,988 yards, 342 completions on 530 attempts, 34 TDs, 16 interceptions on a 64% completion rating. Kyron Williams, 1,000 yards and 4 TDs, so they don't really rely heavily on their run game, kind of like the opposite of what we saw from the Jags. The Jags, they relied on Travis Etienne heavily this year. They really didn't rely on him that much, at least for scoring. He still had 1,000 yards. Great season from him. Puka Nacua again with 1,000 yards, 1,616 yards, and then 17 TDs. So he is 1,000,000% the new number 1, Puka Nacua. We could say that in the 2nd year for sure, this was a win for Blake Bortles in this 1v1. So it is 1-1 right now. But let's get into year 3 and let's see if both these teams made the playoffs. The Jaguars went farther in the playoffs. Can they do more? We will see in the next year. Let's get into it. One of these days, I'm going to actually look up how much money EA Orlando actually makes from these Madden games, and it is so ridiculous. Oh, does this look familiar, boys? 2 years in a row, Dallas Cowboys and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Dallas Cowboys win again. How are the Dallas Cowboys getting glazed more than the Kansas City Chiefs? Anyways, that is the season recap. None of our boys did anything impressive enough to get any yearly rewards, but let's get into season 3 and see how they do then. And isn't this a familiar sight, huh? So the Rams apparently were not happy with Blake Bortles' playoff performance and him almost having 4,000 yards. So they, Blake Bortles, 34 years old. They were like, you know who we need? We need a 30-year-old Jared Goff. That's who we need. But oh, no. You guys cannot do that. To fix this, we're going to go onto the Jags. We're going to give the Rams some draft picks or some shit. Get Jared Goff on our team, and then we're going to cut him. Because you don't mess with Blake Bortles. That's the message we're about to send. Blake Bortles on the Rams, he's your QB forever. You're not getting rid of him. So let me go ruin Jared Goff's life, and then I'll get back and we'll get into season 3. Okay. But I don't know how to show you guys that I didn't touch anything, but I didn't touch anything. The Jaguars are the 1st seed. The LA Rams are the 1st seed. I don't know what's happening. Because I was like, oh, it's a YouTuber. Of course, the 2 teams that he's looking at are both first-round buys. I swear to God, I didn't touch it. I swear to God. I don't know how to, like, convince you. I don't know what to show you because I'm like, what do I do? What do I do to show you that this isn't fake? I don't know. Leave it down in the comments. I'll save this league. I'm guessing that there is like an MMR or whatever. They increase the probability if you have like a controllable coach or player on each team. That's what I'm guessing. So they both have a first round bye. We're going to advance to the divisional, and we're going to see who each is playing. And then from there, we will decide who we watch based on who we think is going to lose. Okay, so the Jags are playing the 6th seed in the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Rams are playing the 6th seed in the Washington Commanders. So we will switch over to the Rams and we will watch that game. If the two guys we are looking at play in the Super Bowl, that's an instant end. Whoever wins in the Super Bowl, better QB, no matter what. Alrighty, boys, like I said, it is the Rams versus the Commanders, and again, the last time I played it turned out so well. So we're going to play a drive again. Because I'm bored. I'm bored. I just want to play a little bit. It's all right. It's all right. I promise this time it won't affect the outcome. I promise. I promise. Oh, Dawson Knox is open. Oh. Oof, and a sack on 4th and 16. Alrighty, let's sim the rest of this. Apparently I can't play right now, so that's super cool. Ooh, we score. 4 minutes left in the second half. We are driving again, and we punch it in for a field goal. Touchdown, 17 zip, going into the third. Wow, a dominant performance is what it's looking like from our team. Absolutely slapping the Washington Commanders. 31-10, I want to say, if I remember correctly. It'll pop up on the screen. 31-15, actually. What a weird little 15 points. That's usually not normal. I guess we got a safety or something. Who knows? But we are on to the divisional. We will take a look to see if the Jaguars are also... Oh, no. The conference championships, because we were in the divisional. It wasn't the conference championships, but we played them in the divisional last year, and they beat us. But we will not be watching this one because the Rams are also in the conference championship. Let's switch over to them. So as you can see, God, this game's so wonky. We are playing the 11-6 Panthers, who somehow have Justin Jefferson on their team. Anyways, let's watch this one. I will play just a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, he was. Oh, he was. He is. No, throw it, you dumb. Okay, very consistent is what we're seeing. Zane sucks at playing this game now. We saw a couple of times where I didn't, but now I suck no matter what. So we're going to punt again. Okay, they went up 10 zip in the second. Ooh, some great stops. Let's go, baby. We got to turn it on, dude. Oh, Jesus. 13-3. We're going to lose. Okay, if we get the ball back and they don't score with some time left. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We're kicking the PAT, and then it is all up to our defense to stop them. I wish I watched that. Oh my God. Hey, as Sketch says, special teams, special players. 47 seconds left. They need a touchdown, and they're starting on the 14. So our special teams has what it takes. In great field positions. Yes, that's what we want. We want those. We want to burn these timeouts right now. Uh-oh, I don't like I was waiting so long. No, brother, we can't get those up. We cannot give those up. It went from the 14 to the 45. Takes the snap. Uh-oh. Caught it. Had the burn timeout. All right, we need to stop right here, right now, and then it very clearly increases our chance of winning. Uh-oh. I don't like how long it's taking. Oh, yes, run. Oh! Oh! The man who led up the big play against Justin Jefferson comes back with the interception to win the game, to send the Rams to the Super Bowl. That's a man who doesn't give up. That's what that is. He does not give up. And then we're just going to run at the clock. 24-20. We beat the Panthers, and we advance to the Super Bowl. Now let's go look. Do the Jaguars advance to the Super Bowl as well? And we'll probably watch that one as well, because I hope that they both make it at the same time. I hope. All right, and we are praying to the Lord above. We are 87 overall. You can't see it, but the Buffalo Bills are 86 overall. So we should have a chance here. They kicked us out last year. Sorry. I'm drunk. But let's get into this. Let's run same play.
Now Lawrence.
Yeah, that's Let's just use your air. Just use your air. That's all it is. Yeah, let's... Oh, they score a field goal. It's 10-zip. We need some big plays here, especially because I threw a pick in the opening drive. It's 17-zip. Oh, we get stopped again. They get stopped. We get stopped. No, we move. We punch it in. It's now 17-10. We need to stop, and then we need to score for a touchdown. They're moving. Don't. Oh, it's just a field goal. We need to score fast, though. We did score fast, but we need to stop. Like, really, really fast. That's on me. That's on me, boys. If we score that first drive, you know, maybe it turns out a little different. Rams versus Bills, though, and you know the rule here. As soon as we get a Super Bowl, it stops. So that's if we win, though. So if the Rams win the Super Bowl, we will stop. Wow, Trevor Lawrence did not have a great game. Probably was demoralized by throwing a pick in the first drive. My bad, boys. You know, I ruin everything I touch. That's what my ex-girlfriend used to say. I did a lot of touching. Ruined a lot of things. Anyways, let's go watch the Rams versus the Bills play in the Super Bowl. We're in the flipping Super Bowl. Blake Bortles is 10th in MVP voting. Trevor Lawrence, who almost made it to the Super Bowl, is 6th in MVP voting. Josh Allen, who is also in the Super Bowl, is 5th in MVP voting. And then it goes Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott, and then Lamar Jackson, which Lamar Jackson always is high in MVP. So bizarre. Such a bizarre game. Okay, so the LA Rams versus the Buffalo Bills. Let's get into it, boys, and let's see how we do. It's going to be a tough one. And, of course, did you think I wasn't going to play a drive? Did you think I wasn't going to play a drive in the Super Bowl? You're goddamn crazy if you think I wasn't. Let's try and not mess this up. Him or Cup on this. All right, let me lock in. It's the Super Bowl, for God's sake. Let me lock in. Screw you guys. You're about to see my true potential covered, and we are sacked. R1 or X probably will be open here. R1. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Extend that. Let's run it anyways. Jesus Christ. All right, let's look at McQueen. McQueen's probably going to be open. So is Cup on that end. Catch that. Wait, no. He didn't get his feet in bounds? Wait. That's 2 feet down. That's 2 feet down. He's not out of bounds. That's 2 feet down. The ball's in his hands. That's 2 feet down, boys. That's 2 feet down, boys. We're challenging that. That's 2 feet down, boys. That's 2 feet down. That foot's down. That foot's dragging. That foot was dragging. Yes. 1st and 10, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Cup might be open here. Oh, my God, he was. What a great play. What a great play. That's all I'm going to say. All right, we'll look at Knox, Allen, Williams. Actually, screw Knox. We're looking at... Yes, that's what I was trying to say. That's what I was trying to say, baby. We're looking at Nakua. He tapped his helmet. He knew something was up. He knew. I locked in. You guys saw what I can do when I lock in. Now it's up to them. It's up to Blake. It's up to Blakey B. Bortles. And it's up to Puka and Nakua. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but it's up to them to win the rest of this. Let's see, boys. All right, 7-zip with 30 seconds left in the first. We're not leaving Buffalo a lot of time here. That was a good first drive for sure. We're driving again. Oh, didn't score. We'll spam a little bit. They score. We're driving. We get a field goal to give us the lead. Going, ending the half. We punch it in, ending the half with 14 seconds left. That is huge. 17-7 now in the third, and we start with the ball, and we got a field goal off of that. So now it is 27, and we're getting stops, and we keep driving here. 23-7 in the fourth in the Super Bowl. So that is it, boys. The LA Rams beat the Buffalo Bills 30-15 in the Super Bowl. And Blake Bortles finally gets his ring on the LA Rams. So let's take a look at the stats going out of this. We already know Blake Bortles won because Blake Bortles won a Super Bowl, but we will take a look at the stats and compare them really quick. And then, I'm sorry, but the video is ending. I know it's sad for me too, but let's get into the stats. Let's stop crying like a little bunch of... So, as you guys can see in the top right, he is an 85. Here's the thing. I did tweak his stats to make him a 79 because, as you guys saw, he fell down to a 75. So, I moved him up to a 79. But then, once I moved him to a 79, moved his stats back like up enough to be a 79. And by the way, I moved his catching ability up like heavily. Like, it wasn't that like I maxed out. Here, I can just show you guys. Spectacular. That's what I was talking about. The spectacular catch. I moved it up to a 73 to get his overall higher, so he wouldn't like regress down to like a 60 and get cut. So him all of a sudden like jumping up to an 85 has to be something within the game that I don't know about. Maybe making the playoffs 2 years in a row, he gets a huge XP boost. Or maybe it was when I changed his contract, because I moved it from him being a rookie to saying that he was 5 years within his deal. So maybe that does something with his XP. I have no idea. Jacksonville Jaguars offense were actually rated 1 higher than the Rams. The Rams actually went 11-6, and the Jaguars went 13-14. So the Jags were doing better. Just in the playoffs, for whatever reason, Blake Bortles showed up and showed out. And then our defense, wow. I think we can see why we made it to the Super Bowl. Our defense is ranked first in the league. Well, I guess it says league standings second, but I don't see anybody who's first. Blake Bortles with 4,259 yards, 371 completions, 537 attempts, 29 TDs, 5 interceptions, 69% completion rating. So his completion rating upgraded a little bit, but really he was just like that guy who threw the ball a crap ton, and his completions were still like here or there. I mean, I guess he's a 70% basically if you're looking at it, but I mean, 4,200 yards is insane. Rushing, Kyron Williams had 1,200 yards and 10 TDs, so he was more prevalent in the red zone than he was in years previous. And then Puka Nacua had 1,605 yards, 130 receptions, and 10 TDs. So this is what we're talking about. A man who had 130 receptions and over 1,500 yards. This guy is insane. And I bet you he is a 99 right now. Yes, Puka Nacua is a 99 overall. And this is all Madden, by the way. This is on auto. I don't really touch anything throughout the week. I set it on auto with these franchises, and he's developed to a 99 overall, which is actually insane. So he is a 99 catching, 99 catching traffic, 99 short route, 99 medium route, 94 deep route. So he is absolutely insane. And I'm guessing this was the reason why we made it to the Super Bowl and they won the Super Bowl. This guy is insane. Oh my God. Aaron Donald had 21.5 sacks this season. So I think we could see from the stats why we made it to the Super Bowl. Aaron Donald had 21.5 sacks. He is averaging more sacks than games played. And then Tuli Tupulotu had 9 sacks. 9. That's a great stat. Just having 9 sacks, a great stat. Aaron Donald had 21.5. The coach of the year was actually for the Jaguars. Doug Peterson won coach of the year. And then defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald, 21.5 sacks in a year is insane. But that is the end of this video. And let's get to the outro, and we'll talk more about these stats and what they kind of mean in my mind, at least. First thing off the top of my head for sure was Doug Peterson winning coach of the year. I don't know, brothers. This one, even though Blake Bortles won in the Super Bowl, which without morale, he's an 83. So he upgraded 4 times from when I changed his stats to go, because you guys saw he went down to, I believe, a 75, and then I moved him back up to a 79, because that's what Trevor Lawrence was, and then now he's an 83. So I don't know why when I moved him back up to the stats, he developed to an 83 overall, and then they won the Super Bowl. This is such a weird one, brothers, because it's almost too good to be true. The guys we're looking at, Trevor Lawrence, Jacksonville Jaguars, they almost made it to the Super Bowl. Doug Peters wins coach of the year. But then Blake Bortles, the created character, develops like crazy. 2 years. In 2 years, he developed 4 times. That's not crazy, right? And then they win the Super Bowl. Aaron Donald gets 21.5 sacks. So many like unpredictable things. I don't know how to feel about this one, boys. But it is very clear. If Blake Bortles should be in the league, for sure. We gave Trevor Lawrence a massive contract. We give Blake Bortles with, and by the way, if you guys don't know, you can set like their tendencies, and I put him on field general, that's what he was in the old Maddens, and then I set all his tendencies. He basically just had Trevor Lawrence stats with Blake Bortles tendencies, and they won the Super Bowl. If that shows you anything, Blake Bortles should be in the league. Let's call it Blake Bortles. See if he can let's get him back in the league. See if he can make some magic happen. You know, just a year, 2 year. See if it just comes back like that. Anyway, sports. This has been Take 3, Part 9. We looked at Trevor Lawrence versus Blake Bortles in a 1v1. Blake Bortles won, but it was a very close matchup. Does Trevor Lawrence deserve that big of a contract? Maybe not, but does he deserve a big contract? Maybe more than Tua Tagovailoa? Yeah, maybe. Anyways, boys, like, subscribe, and comment if you like the video, if you want more Madden content. Even if you don't, I'm going to keep doing this. So might as well like and comment anyways, just to be a part of it, because once this channel does blow up and it becomes big, you guys are going to watch anyways. Hop on the wagon before everyone else does, so then you could point it at everybody and be like, hi, you're a bandwagon. I saw it. I was a fan of this guy before any of you. We do a comment show every single week. If you guys say something funny enough or smart enough, you guys will be put on the podcast, and we will react to your comment and give our take on whatever you said, or give our comments on whatever you said. So please like and comment. It doesn't even matter. If you guys just want somebody to make a video about all the thoughts that run through your head daily, and you wish, like, I wish other people knew about these sports thoughts in my head. Perfect platform for that, because we actually look, and then if it's good enough, we pull it and we talk about it. I'm going to go throw up a bat signal in the sky of just a ginormous pair of knockers that will hopefully attract goth mommies to my area. And then I'm going to go walk outside shirtless and see what happens. Whatever you guys are going to do with the rest of your night, I hope it's just as great as that. And if you're watching this morning, I hope your morning is just as good. I hope your afternoon, whatever time of day it is, I hope it's great. I will be back next Saturday with another ridiculous thing to throw into this terrible game for us to look at and watch, and you get to watch my terrible Madden gameplay. I truly do hope you guys end up enjoying these. This is Madden. This is Take 3, the only take that matters, and you're watching it on Buffet Sports. It is all you can eat, baby. Ka-chow.